They are probably one of the worst bands I have ever heard. They suck. Miserably.
Let's get freaky now. Let's get freaky now.
I'm Fat J.
Michael, brokenCYDE.
brokenCYDE.
Come get give me my alcohol.
And you're the Millionaires. All right.
You got me bewitched. 'Cause I'm under your spell.
And she was like, well, one of the security guards told me that Dobby and my 15-year-old daughter just walked back to the bus. I was like,
Hey, you girls need a ride? Get inside.
The year 2008, you're wearing your favorite all-time low t-shirt, customizing the HTML code on your MySpace profile and enjoying the carefree lifestyle. Then, once your coding is finished, you go to YouTube and see this video on your recommended tab. And in that moment you realize that it's going to be yet another weird, social unacceptable song on your playlist. The one that you will probably get a bullet for in school. Then you head to LimeWire to download the track. Bam! Now you're the biggest rebel in your neighborhood. If that was you in the late 2000s, congratulations, you are officially a legend. Hey celebrities, it's your boy Vitaly and welcome back to vitalyspace, and I'm so happy to see your sexy legendary face here today. On this channel we're desperately trying to bring back the 2007, so you better join if you're new. Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about the cringiest yet super fascinating genre of MySpace scene music. The one, the only, CRUNKCORE. Now, we're gonna stick to the same formula that we always use in my videos. The beginning of the genre, its peak, the most notorious bands, and of course, inevitable downfall. So you better stay tuned for that. But before we get started, this video is sponsored by myself. Legends, I'm trying to reach 70,000 subscribers before New Year, so please, if you have not subscribed to vitalyspace, definitely do it. And of course, like this video, cause you guys are the only thing that keep the show going, truly. And don't forget that I have a personal channel, Vitaly for the record. But anyways, buckle up legend, you're definitely not ready for this one. Only on vitalyspace. As always, I suggest to start from the very beginning. What is CRUNKCORE and how it all started? According to Wikipedia, let's read it together. CRUNKCORE is an eclectic genre that emerged out of the scene subculture in the United States in the mid-2000s. The genre combines elements of hip-hop, electronic music and screamo. Basically, the sound of the genre is a wild mix of auto-tuned vocals, screaming, pre-made hip-hop beats and very explicit lyrics.
You like a cannibal, spit you out like an animal. Sit down, girl, just shut up and sit before I make you suck my.
The origins of CRUNKCORE are not clear, but it seemed to come out of nowhere in the mid-2000s and quickly took over MySpace music culture. The genre's peak was between 2007 and 2012, when it became closely linked to the scene culture, as I've said. Let's be honest, it's impossible not to credit MySpace for giving this genre a space to bloom and develop itself. But scene kids, they did the work, and that is what makes the genre so embarrassing in retrospect. It was popularized mostly by teenage girls, but should we really be embarrassed about it? Let's investigate. And what's better way to start this video than with one of CRUNKCORE's most hated bands? Ladies and gentlemen, the founders of the genre. The one, the only, brokenCYDE. brokenCYDE was founded in 2006 by vocalists Sevan and Michael. Apparently, the name of the band originated from a self-described idea of their music being quote-unquote broken inside due to personal relationship problems. Soon after, the band actively began promoting themselves online. Two other members joined brokenCYDE to complete its current lineup, Fat J and Nance. Now, in 2008, their music video for Freaks went super viral, and the rest is history. The song quickly elevated the band from social media pages to MTV's TRL, which was crazy for a CRUNKCORE band. By 2009, they released an extended play, BC13, and their debut album, I'm Not a Fan, But the Kids Like It, as well as started to perform on Warped Tour. Their blend of synth style, hip-hop beats and screamo rap lyrics about girls and weed really did thrill some people, but turned off many more. In fact, at one point, brokenCYDE was one of the most hated bands ever.
Have you heard of an online group called Mothers Against brokenCYDE?
No, never. No, yeah, we heard about it every day.
Reviews from major music sources were incredibly negative. A mockery to the world of music, a Slipknot shared duet, a shit stain on the ass of the universe. But if we go to the Wild West that was YouTube in early 2000s, we'll see that the reaction from the general public was even more unhinged.
They are probably one of the worst bands I have ever heard, and actually I had to go clean the blood out of my ears as soon as I finished listening to them just because they suck. Miserably.
But in the music world, negative publicity is a good publicity, and the members of brokenCYDE were definitely aware of this. It's definitely an effective marketing strategy, especially for a band on an indie label that blew up in relatively early age of social media. By the way, speaking of the social media success,
Alex Gaskarth from the band All Time Low explained this phenomenon when he was asked about brokenCYDE, and this is what he had to say.
There used to be that whole mentality of it had to be 100% genuine or no one would take it seriously. But that whole line has been blurred now. You have all these kids coming up on Disney Pop who then discover bands like brokenCYDE and they're like, oh my god, they said fuck, and they fall in love instantly because it's their version of dating punk. And I'm agreed with this statement, cause that is exactly what I was thinking when I would come across those bands when I was a kid. But anyways, buzz doesn't last forever. And a band needs to have the tunes to back it up, no matter how good they market themselves. Which led them to release their 2009 debut album, I'm Not a Fan, but the Kids Like It. The album debuted at number 86 on a Billboard Hot 200, which was huge for the band from MySpace. And in 2010, they released their second album, Will Never Die.
Teach me how to scream. Teach me how to scream.
But anyways, as I've said, brokenCYDE had a pretty impressive fan base of young kids. They were selling out shows across the states and everything was seemingly going great. But according to Michael, once their song Freaks started blowing up online and people started making fun of it, it was really hard for them to find bands to go on tours with. And brokenCYDE ended up headlining most of their shows. But even when they kept to themselves, they still faced a lot of hate that went way beyond MySpace. We would get death threats, we would get into altercations, just the dumbest stuff, he said. People would throw eggs at us, or shoes, or even bleach. It was the worst experience to ever have as a human being, cause you're simply trying to put on a show and make people happy. They wanted to hurt you and be cool, but yet still go to your show and recite the lyrics, he said. It was cool to hate brokenCYDE. If you liked brokenCYDE, you were an outcast pretty much.
Are you guys doing a Warped Tour or anything like that?
We're doing absolutely.
Okay, so have you been told about like all the pranks and all the crazy shit that happens?
No.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay, well I'm gonna break it down for you. At Warped Tour, everybody plays pranks on other bands, and
I got a
especially the
couple.
rookies. So make sure that you're ready. You better get ready for Warped Tour, I'm telling you. You're gonna get pranked.
And what's crazy about this entire situation is the fact that if the band was started out today, that might not be the case whatsoever. The thing is, so many bands like brokenCYDE really did pave the way for many of the artists today. It seems like nowadays we have so many different genres and options when it comes to music on social media, and we just find what suits our taste the most, but that was not the case 16 years ago.
What's with the haterade, man? What is with the haterade on brokenCYDE?
Dude, I don't know.
People
It's
just drink a lot of hate.
closed-minded. I don't know. Like we make music to have fun. I thought music was about having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Original.
Legends, as much as I love the 2000s, we just have to admit, it was the most cruel time ever on social media. If you survived all those bullies that I bet you had on your MySpace, you can go through anything in life. But anyways, brokenCYDE are still active today, and I believe at the time of making this video, they're currently on tour. With that being said, let's get to another crunk pioneers. Any guesses? The Millionaires, obviously. Now, let me tell you something. In the context of 2009 MySpace, the Millionaires have become notorious. The original band consisted of Melissa Marie, her sister Allison, and their close friend Danny.
Can you introduce yourselves?
I'm Melissa Marie. I'm Danny.
All right, and you're the Millionaires. All right.
They joined forces to make a trio that began as a joke, but became serious by demand. And it wasn't long until the girls have become the A-listers of the website. They were the Paris, Nikki and Nicole of the scene culture, and therefore joining Warped Tour seemed unavoidable. They were so cool that allegedly even Kesha stole their entire persona for her debut, or Dr. Luke to be exact, but we'll get back to it a little bit later. For now, let's start with a little bit of backstory, shall we?
We started just like one day, we were just like chilling, and we were messing around on GarageBand on our Mac computer that like my mommy bought us. And so then we had like never used it before, and then we just randomly like made a song, put it up.
That recording became I Like Money, the first official demo that they would later upload to MySpace.
Look over here and let me see that body rock. Get over here.
But even though they used the pre-made GarageBand beats and the track lacked in production value, still, the girls had something, and the world had yet to discover them.
And then made a couple more songs, put it up, and then like honestly by the end of the week it had like tons of like views and plays, like more than a lot of like normal bands, like didn't make any sense. And so then, you know, then it just grew from there.
But it was the release of their legendary single, Alcohol, that really catapulted the band into the stardom, cultivating millions of streams. Before streaming was even a word.
Friday night, it's time to party. Drop it down and get real naughty.
No one realized that MySpace was such a great promotional tool at the time. That was before people really caught on to social media being free publicity. The band almost immediately shifted from a silly side project to a potential big career. Eventually, they started working with Crush Management, the team responsible for shaping the success of massive bands like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco.
I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of?
Eventually, the Millionaires released their debut extended play, Just Got Paid, Let's Get Laid. By the way, a little bit off topic, but I just have to bring it up. In the music video for their single, Just Got Paid, Let's Get Laid, the Millionaires included a girl dressed up as Audrey Kitching, a MySpace scene queen who previously criticized their music online, saying the following: "I'm embarrassed for you guys, get enough top, degrading to all girls."
God, those girls are so annoying. Yeah, they're like totally ruining music.
The only drama that we care about on this channel.
Hey Buzznet, it's Audrey. Come in and I'm gonna give you a tour of my Barbie dream house.
And speaking of drama, remember I brought up the Kesha situation. So allegedly, it was rumored that among the band's listeners was none other than producer Dr. Luke, who developed Kesha's initial look and sound.
Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow the speakers up.
We worked with producers in the music industry, so we heard all the gossip, said Melissa. Dr. Luke had admitted to someone that he stole our whole persona.
Now the party don't start till I walk in.
And to be honest, it all made sense. The mainstream radio at the time was still dominated by high-profile icons like Lady Gaga and Britney Spears. But the messy, unpolished and relatable party girl persona had yet to be fully embraced. So, if the Millionaires could build a loyal fanbase on their own, imagine what a major label could do to a person. That should have been us. And they gave it to Kesha. Once I saw her doing her thing, and even Katy Perry was doing the same, just a cleaner version. It was like, damn, why did they choose those other girls and not the Millionaires? Was it because we were seen and sorta goofy?
Let's get it, 'cause I just got it.
Now, I've never found any of the proofs to this statement, but stuff like this happens all the time, so I wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, just like brokenCYDE, the Millionaires also went through hell and back when it comes to the hate. And that is where the Warped Tour comes into the picture. As we all know, the festival lineup was usually packed with male musicians, which put the Millionaires in front of rock fans who openly, and sometimes even aggressively, hated their music. Ironically, they even shared a tour bus with brokenCYDE.
So at Warped Tour, are you sharing any bus with anybody?
We are sharing it with brokenCYDE. brokenCYDE.
It's a good combination.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's
gonna be a little insane, but yeah. 2
excited?
months of life with them is gonna be good.
It even got to a point where the Millionaires had to switch stages multiple times, because the bands performing before them would stir up the crowd by openly mocking them. We always were sandwiched between the two hardest heavy metal bands because of the layouts of the stages, said Melissa. That was really dangerous, cause people in the audience would throw stuff. No one else would tour with us, it was so dangerous. Jeffree Star had his own bus for that reason too, because he didn't trust anybody.
You better stick around for my girls and the Millionaires, because I fucking love you.
It was like the lunchtime in high school. The Millionaires brokenCYDE and Jeffree all sitting at a table. It got to a point where no one would talk to us. In the year 2009, Danny left the band. And as for the sisters, Melissa and Allison have continued to work together for some time. And although at some point Allison left the band, the group is still active today. Melissa invited the new girl, Meredith, to be her new partner in crime.
So, yeah, if you've never heard of Millionaires before, maybe you don't know how to spell this word, but it's called alcohol. Millionaires.
By the way, when I hear people talk about the genre, they always mention the band Hollywood Undead.
Everywhere I go, bitches always know.
But to be honest, after being in a Hollywood Undead deep rabbit hole for a few days, I think the only thing that fits in that genre is their first efforts, like swan songs or B-sides.
Wake up, grab beer, grab rear, shave beard, put on some scene gear.
And obviously, I just cannot ignore the song they recorded together with Jeffree Star during their CRUNKCORE days in 2005 under the name Turn Off the Lights. It's so goddamn catchy. I told you, I love weird shit.
And I met some people off of MySpace, and they happened to start a group called Hollywood Undead. Now, they would go on to sell millions of records, tour the world, and they are still an active group right now. Before they put out any music officially on a label, I was in the mix. On MySpace one day, I was clicking around, and I met these dudes. We met at their apartment. They played me some music that they were playing, and it was really funny, really catchy, very rappy. I proposed to them one day, maybe I can be like the female rapper in your group. Feature on a few songs, whatever, right? So one day on a very boring day in Los Angeles when we were all broke and doing absolutely nothing, we wrote a song called Turn Off the Lights. Yes, I wrote my very first rap verse, I featured on my very first song, and it came out in 2005. Now, this song was very monumental for that group. Hollywood Undead was writing very catchy stuff, and it just snowballed and it really blew up. I finally had the confidence to be an artist. I couldn't believe it.
To be honest, sometimes I still cannot get over the fact how iconic Jeffree's career was. But anyways, as I've said, the band's newer stuff is more of a metal, rapcore and hard rock. So I wouldn't say they represented the genre in any way, but we can definitely put some tracks from their debut to this category. But there's one CRUNKCORE band that was able to break out onto the international success. I mean the mainstream success, I'm sorry. And that is, any guesses? 303. Their two breakout singles, Don't Trust Me and Star Trek featuring Katy Perry, were the ultimate party anthems for scene kids. This iconic Colorado duo emerged onto the public scene in 2006 with their self-released and self-titled debut. But it was not until their legendary single Don't Trust Me that became their breakout hit. Eventually, the song peaked number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. Just think about it, you guys, it's mind-blowing. Their entire debut album is what I like to call a radio-friendly CRUNKCORE. But their 2010 album, Streets of Gold, was more of a pop-inspired record. And eventually, 303 would leave CRUNKCORE behind, releasing a more EDM album in 2013, titled Omens. That entire album sounds like a far cry from their early days. Some people might say they graduated CRUNKCORE, and others may say they escaped. But we cannot deny that they truly did represent the genre on a more global level than just MySpace streams. But anyways, while talking about the genre, I just have to mention this one insufferable band, that is Blood on the Dance Floor. I'm gonna be honest with you, as much as I love weird shit, I just cannot tolerate their music whatsoever. Even brokenCYDE sounds way more listenable to me. No, seriously, there is not a single song in their discography that I could listen to and be like, they really have something. You know, it just never happens. I guess there is still hope to my musical taste. But the MySpace kids seem to love them, and that's why I featured them in this video. Blood on the Dance Floor was formed in 2006 in Orlando, Florida. The band's former lineup consisted of Davey Vanity, also known as the MySpace Hair God, and Javon Monroe.
Alright, MySpace world. People don't think this is really me. Well, this is me. This is my URL.
Over the course of their career, they released 9 studio albums and broke up in 2016. But anyways, let's check out some of their efforts. Get ready. I know, I told you, Irefan sucks. But that's not the only reason why the band ended up being so hated. The main reason for that is Davey Vanity has done numerous sick and controversial actions, on which I've done a full video breakdown, by the way, so check it out. But let me just remind you some of them. So, he was outed as both pedophile and a rapist.
Hi, I'm David. I'm Ellie. I work at
He was being abusive towards Javon, the other member of the band, going as far as not letting him get medical help or the medication he needed when he was sick. Also, can we mention his questionable actions during live concerts?
Oh my god! Yes! Give me your bras right now. Give it to me. Give me all your bras. I want them all. Give me your bras right now!
And let's not forget that he deliberately bullied Jessie Slaughter, stalking, doxing, and harassing her for years.
You guys have ruined my life.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is from her father. You bunch of lying, no good punks.
You guys are ruining my life.
That's what! I have nothing nice to say about my dog!
As a result of those allegations, their music was banned from Spotify in 2019. Okay, legends, it's time to talk about the reasons why the genre eventually died down. The decline of crunk can be attributed to several factors, the first one being the lack of musical evolution. Let's be honest, crunkcore's formula, which is combining auto-tune vocals with aggressive, repetitive beats, became increasingly formulaic. As a result, many fans grew bored, and the genre did not evolve much beyond its early stages. Plus, crunkcore had a very niche fanbase, mostly scene girls. And let's not forget that the scene culture also started to die down by 2012. As a matter of fact, the genre struggled to maintain the broad audience. As the social media evolved, some other trends became more dominant in online youth scene. For example, SoundCloud rap. Don't even get me started on this one.
Damn it, gray and black. Low out, right.
And new trends like dubstep, trap and synthwave took over the music landscape. But crunkcore's aesthetic and energy felt outdated compared to those emerging trends. But despite its decline, crunkcore still has a cult following today, of nostalgia lovers like myself. And even influenced some of the modern alternative music that we have today, especially in underground scenes. Let's be honest, while talking about crunkcore, it's kind of impossible to stay indifferent to it. You either love it or you hate it. In the past, I've gone through my own love and hate relationship with crunkcore, and let me tell you something. To this day, it's my goddamn guilty pleasure. Leave me alone. We all have our flaws. Okay, celebrities, I feel like this is it for today's video. I hope you remember that in the end of every video, we meet in the comment section down below to discuss the topic, and today is no exception. What do you guys think about crunkcore? What are your favorite bands, and do you still listen to it? Definitely let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, cause I'm trying to reach 70,000 subscribers before New Year's, and like this video of course, cause you guys are the only thing that keep the show going, truly. Follow me on Instagram, Vitally4TheRecord, subscribe to my personal channel, Vitally4TheRecord as well, and I will see you in my next video this week. And remember, your ex is effing toxic. The best way to make him bitter is to become successful. Bye, legends!